Hello, people. I'm Jaby KOAY. This is my guest, Fizaa Dosani. It sounds almost Italian, Dosani.
It does.
But
I was definitely on the phone with someone on like tech support, and they're like, "Yeah, I'm Italian too." I didn't have the heart to correct her.
If I close my eyes, though, you almost sound like you could be Italian. Where are you from originally? Florida?
Florida.
Yeah, see, but you're East Coast and your last name's Dosani, so it's easy to assume that you're Italiano. Okay, here we go. 13th official trailer.
1 out of 4 human beings with their hands on bars, shackled, in the world are locked up here in the land of the free.
Khalif Browder was walking home from a party when he was stopped by police.
Then they said, we're going to take you to the precinct, and most likely we're going to let you go home, and then I never went home.
The 13th Amendment to the Constitution makes it unconstitutional for someone to be held as a slave. There are exceptions, including criminals.
The loophole was immediately exploited. What you got after that was a rapid transition to a mythology of black criminality.
Animals, beasts that needed to be controlled.
You better believe it.
It became virtually impossible for a politician to run and appear soft on crime.
The kinds of kids that are called super predators.
Millions of dollars will be allocated for prison and jail facilities.
3 strikes and you are out.
It was an enormous burden on the black community, but it also violated a sense of core fairness.
States were required to keep these prisons filled, even if nobody was committing a crime.
Wow.
Talked about mass incarceration because it has become heavily monetized. The focus is on taking people from prison, putting them in community corrections, parole and probation.
How much progress is it really if now there's a private company making money off the GPS monitor?
We now have more African Americans under criminal supervision than all the slaves back in the 1850s.
And then have them work for like
We are the
pennies.
products of the history that our ancestors chose. Products of that set of choices that we have to understand in order to escape from.
Is this out now?
October 7th.
I'm watching it. I'm watching that. Systematic racism is real, and private jails, that's a big business.
Yeah, it is.
Puts a lot of money in a lot of people's pockets. Not a lot of people's pockets, but...
No, it puts a lot of money in a few people's pockets.
Yeah.
That's the problem, is a private institution, it seems like. And
I think they recently passed a law where it's illegal now to have private prison. I think it's very recently it's happened.
Yeah. It's just most of my close friends are black, and so when I see that kind of stuff, it just really fucks with me. Because it's like I'm well aware of it, and I see the Black Lives Matter videos on Facebook all the time, and I'm just like, is this shit ever gonna change? Are we just continuing down this path for good? Because it seems so obvious that there's a problem,
yeah,
and it's still perpetuating strong. And so it's just very frustrating. Like this kind of stuff, I'm glad that they made this video, but it's just super frustrating. I'm like, okay, what do we're aware of the problem.
Yeah.
Now what? Now what do we do? And I hope that in this video, it doesn't just talk about it, but it talks about the things we can do, as opposed to just awareness. Like a friend of mine used to get frustrated about the cancer awareness ribbons. It's like, okay, I'm aware. Now what? I gave you $1 for this ribbon. What does that do? What does it do that we're all aware of it? Now what? Are we like there has to be another step in there.
Yeah.
And you have to make it super easy for people.
Yeah, it's like what's the next step? Or what's a step?
I'm sure there's... the easiest step that I've come up with is, for something like this, you have to have an organization that is willing to take measures to make adjustments, right? And you, at the end of the movie or whatever, just like an Inconvenient Truth,
yeah,
you make it super easy. You go, here's where you can donate money to this cause. Your money will go to good to fight this problem. or you can write a letter to this person. That's simple.
Yeah.
And like that's really all you can, because if you put it on people to go and just to Google what the fuck can I do to help, that's too much effort. That's too much work. I don't know what I can do with regards to this other than we're talking about it. What else can we do? Because
what's the start?
It's a start, but it's like we have been talking about this for a while now. Now, well, how do we get to the next stage? That's what I'm interested in. But all that being said, I hope that people who don't typically dive into this watch this. You and I are aware of this. Like, we were aware of this before the trailer. I hope that people who aren't aware of this decide just on curiosity to check it out.
They're finally shining awareness that people are profiting from sending people to prisons.
Yeah.
There's a motive there to send people to prison.
Yeah.
People benefit from that.
You'll find that with everything. If you guys want, I don't know if you guys have access to it, but there's an HBO television show called Vice, and I think they briefly talked about.
Yeah, watch Vice.
What they talked about that, but what they also talk about is how people profit from like war now.
Mm-hmm.
And
oh yeah,
it's so
big business.
It's really freaky, just the things that are going on to make a handful of people money. That is really scary, and you can't see it. These aren't big names like Bill Gates or whatever. It's like these are hidden faces, hiding behind a corporation, behind another corporation,
who have agendas.
Exactly. So we're getting into like triple tier conspiracy theory shit.
And then the general population's distracted by everything that's out there.
Anyway, well, I feel great. You guys, thanks for hanging out with us. Quick shout out to a Patreon supporter, Shakti Rajapa Siva.
Shakti Siva.
You've been supporting for about 3 months now, so
it's greatly appreciated.
Great birthday present to get a new supporter. Shakti, you're so cool, man. Or that's a boy's name. It's a girl's. Are you serious? That's a girl's name?
I think so.
What? Wait, for reals? Oh, you're hot. I don't know what else to say.
Maybe that she's a good, decent person.
I hope that's not awkward. Yes, no, that's better. You're a good, decent person, and I respect women. I watched Pink. I know what respect is. No, but seriously, thank you. You're really awesome. Thank you so much. Heroes and Stuff, thank you for being a Patreon supporter. Just a quick shout out to you, man. Or, yeah, I hope that's correct. Thank you so much. Thank you. I am Jaby KOAY. This is
Fizaa Dosani.
Peace out.